Welcome back to Film Buff Bros, and in this episode, we're going to discuss our favorite films by the late and great David Lynch.
Rest in power.
So, for me, it's kind of a toss-up between Elephant Man and Blue Velvet. I think Blue Velvet, other than Eraserhead, was his first like big movie where he was able to do his own thing. Whereas Elephant Man was his first big movie, and what I really like about it is it's kind of filmed like it was like a 30s movie, I guess, or like it takes place during the time that it's filmed. I can't remember exactly when John Merrick lived, but yeah, I think it's beautiful, like one of the best new black and white movies. I mean, he definitely adds more modern cinema. It's I don't know. It's a masterpiece. It's shot really nicely, and John Hurt's performance is off the charts, phenomenal. And Anthony Hopkins is great too as the Doctor, and it's just really heartfelt story. Obviously, tragic, heartfelt story. But I think that I have to go with Blue Velvet as my number one because it's so like unnerving and awkward, very rewatchable. Great performance by Lawrence Dern and Kyle MacLachlan, I think his name is. Yeah, and his performance is like kind of stilted, but it works for like Lynch's, weird style. Beautiful framing and colors, and Dennis Hopper, his performance is just super sick, like literally sick. And Isabel Rossellini or something, her performance is amazing too. Like you really feel for her, and it's just like, I don't know, it's a sick, creepy movie, but it's filmed like so beautifully, and everything's framed like a painting, and it's just off the charts, amazing movie, super rewatchable.
Yeah, like juxtaposition is the word I'm thinking of. That contrast of, and there's some other director that says that too, like having like beautiful violence and then like ugly sex scenes or whatever, just like turning things on their head. And Lynch is definitely like a director that when I first saw his movies, I was like, this guy is breaking all the rules. He's doing whatever he wants to do. Then hearing his process of how he would like just get up in the night and write down a dream or an idea of a dream or a couple words down and build a script off that. Lost Highway, a guy turns into another character. And like, this is why he made me want to make films, because like, you don't see that in films. Like the guy's in jail and then there's no explanation. He just comes out as a different actor, different character. Like, it's just like, what? There's no rules with this guy. And then Mulholland Drive, again, just like totally doing the most random shit. But I say no rules. I think Lynch like actually did, you show me his audiobook, the Transcendental Meditation and stuff.
Catching the Big Fish.
Yeah, and when I hear him talk about his films, it's not just random shit that he's doing. Like, it all has a cohesive thing there, but it's like a very hard puzzle. It's like a million-piece puzzle that you have to find the logic in. So it makes the viewers work, and that's what I liked about his films, that didn't explain everything, lots of mystery, but still captivating, not too far out there. Still pulls himself back into a little bit of reality. Always had usually a lot of great actors working with him, and I love Blue Velvet too. So it's like and I haven't seen Elephant Man for far too long. I need to revisit that film. I remember we saw it in like elementary school, and like it's definitely a heartfelt, sad film. But Mulholland Drive, another film that just totally turns the rules of storytelling on its head. And I remember actually, Kubrick said his favorite film of all time was The Elephant Man. So
no, Eraserhead. Sorry.
Yeah. So that's got to say something there, right? Something about Lynch that was totally original.
I couldn't get through Eraserhead. It's just like, in a lot of his films too, I'm not the biggest fan. You're definitely a bigger fan of his work than I am, but it's just so creepy and like cryptic. Like, I'm definitely more so a fan of like, I've seen a lot of like the Marvel movies, like, before they went woke, like the Avengers that came out in like the early mid 2000s. I was a fan of it. And I think Scorsese said like they're kind of like a roller coaster ride. They're not rewatchable, obviously, right? there's something, you go to the theater, do some shrooms, smoke some weed, and go see. Like, they're not masterpiece. They're cool. And I remember there's one scene, I'm talking about Avengers with David Lynch, but like Hulk is like fighting bad guys, and they're pan to Hulk, and it's kind of like the Revenant scene. They pan to Hulk, he's fighting guys, then boom, pan to Captain America. It's this long like panning from one character to the other fighting. There's cool stuff like that in it, but yeah, it is cool that David Lynch makes you think, and I think in Blue Velvet it's just the appropriate amount, because it's like a kind of a murder mystery thing, like somewhat a murder mystery, right? There's something that a character is trying to solve, and there's someone's trying to get saved. It's the perfect amount of weird and linearity for my taste.
Yeah, no, it's I just don't think everyone's going to be able to replicate his thing, because he had just with Twin Peaks to just totally, and Inland Empire was like a film. It's just, I like how I'm challenged, and I can watch it again, and it's like I'm trying to solve this puzzle, the challenge of his films, to try to see, was there some logic and linear stuff that I'm not catching, that's subliminal. But again, not a director for everybody. A lot of directors like that, and he is definitely a one-of-a-kind director, and yeah, definitely big loss losing him for sure.
Yeah, no, definitely. The only person who I think is moderately comparable, where they have beautiful cinematography and like this cryptic kind of avant-garde story, is Alejandro Jodorowsky. But yeah, Lynch is definitely like in his own lane. Like, I find Jodorowsky again like too cryptic and too creepy. I think maybe David Lynch is a little less creepy and maybe a little more cryptic.
Yeah. I think he's a little less religious or spiritual, and a little more like poking at the American dream and sort of.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Anyway, rest in peace, David Lynch. Let us know, viewers, please let us know down below what your favorite David Lynch films are. And please like and subscribe, and tune in next week for another episode.
Thanks for watching, guys.